All right, guys. So today we're going to do an update on Gary Leivers 912. A lot of guys been asking about where are you at, how far we've gotten. I've been working a lot on this car. Leah comes out in the garage about 10:30, 11 o'clock and says, "Hey, dude, how long are you staying out here tonight?" And there's a lot of hours in building these cars. So there's a lot of things to do. I'm going to show you how far I am right now. I am hoping and expecting to deliver this car by the end of February is my goal. And I'm pretty much on target because I do want to put some driving time on it also before I give the keys to Gary. I need to drive it, put some time on it and pan it all out, shake it loose. So let me update you where I'm at right now. Okay. All right. The camera there. Okay. So off to the races. Here we go. So deck lid's on, rear bumper assemblies all on together. I'm very happy with it. The fitment I really like, and I've got the suspension all built. I'll go over that right now. And as you can see, we got the door handles. These gaskets are the original style, which is you got to use on these early handles, which were all re-chromed. Got my wiper motor in, got the suspension all in there. You can see everything is CAD plated, and the brake calipers were done by Pat. I've told you guys about Pat does my brake calipers. If you need them done, let me know. I'll give you the contact. He does a beautiful job on those. Okay, and you can see all the arms, everything's done. And we'll go to the back of it. There's your calipers there. New rotors all the way around. New rubber brake lines, everything's done. And as you can see, I don't have trans oil in it yet. And it's a good thing to put little stickers to let you know. See, just to remind you, because it's easy to get excited and forget it. So you don't want to do that. So there's our motor. We got the original muffler back on there. And our emblems are in. And I've got a special thing up here I kind of did for Gary. He doesn't even know yet until he sees this video, which is kind of fun. I've got here's your motor, your engine's all installed. This is the original engine, and the mounts in there, I just got to go through here, my wiring, the 61 wire. This is the starter wire, and then the wires that go to the coil, they're pretty ugly and stiff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this back and put some fresh wire in there in the same color, of course, the black and the purple for the tachometer here, red for the hot for the coil, and then the oil wires. This is for the regulator, which we got hanging over there. There's your wire, the white. This is kind of a faded out white. That's for your license light, and then of course your grounding location. And the wires for the oil pressure and the oil light. Okay, oil pressure green with a black tracer, oil light just green. Okay, those are for there. So that part we're still going to do. We put a nice sound pad in there. This is the deluxe sound pad I got from AppBiz on eBay. You can call Bob and get those directly from him. This is the way to go. This is the best that I find. It mounts up nice. It's not heavy. It's not going to be way down. They'll very, very nice, easy to use. So, and when like I talked about, when I have the cars painted, I love the deck lid to be just as nice as it is on the bottom side as it is on top. And as you can see, the result is very nice. Miguel did a beautiful job on this paint job. He's done quite a few cars for me, so he knows how I like them. End caps, these little plastics here, I have probably 5 more sets of these. These little guys are really hard to get. They tried to do some other, I'll say it's like a tan color. They don't fit, they look ugly, they're not original. So I save these for my special cars. And of course, that's how they got on here. There you go. And then the trim there. And then I will put a license plate bracket on there. Since this panel is new, it's never been drilled. That's kind of where we're at. So let me go around the front. I don't want to show Gary yet what I want. What I have a surprise for him. But anyways, let's go to the front here. And we got our 4-screw light grills in there. Okay, bumperettes, fog light covers are in there. The bumperettes, these are always fun to put in, but you know, it's part of it. The trim, lights on my wiring. And let's go in here. I want to show you the wiring in here, my fuse box. I had the tube for the steering powder coated. Always looks really nice like that. See top of the strut. And it's, they got, you know, the sway bar sits underneath there. I got the the drip tray is installed there with a rubber hose there. Your wiper motor in the back of the gauges. All that stuff. It just, like I said, I love the wiring. And when you get it all cleaned up, it just looks so nice. I'm very happy with that. So there's a few more things to do in here. But for now, there's just rubber seals are all in there. So there you go. And I am looking for an emblem for here, for the hood crest. That's the last thing I like to put on these guys. Windshield wiper grills in there. These guys here, we put those in when we reattached the fenders. And these are full size all the way through, meaning they're about that thick. So those are installed nicely. I got to get a mirror still. I'm looking at a mirror. Don't want a convex mirror. They sell some of those, and I am not a fan of those. And behind the scenes here, you know, behind the bumper, I had everything painted inside out. 13 millimeter sway bar or through body bar. Again, the calipers, new rotors, all bearings all redone. Everything's ready to rock and roll. Now I'm going to show Gary what I told him. I had a surprise about him. A surprise for him is the wood steering wheel. Now, the wood steering wheel we bought from a friend of mine that we found the wood steering wheel at Pomona Swap Meet 10 years ago, something like that. So he ended up selling it to us, and it was very heavily covered with, I don't know if this is a lacquer or some kind of a sealer, and it was really heavy, covered very heavily. You can see it. And what I like to do with these is we had a guy named, his name was John. He would restore these, and they were always, to me, over restored. And I like when they look like this. See that wood, and you got the ebony the dark wood in there. So when you sand it out, you end up, you can see right there the difference. That black dark wood is just hiding in there. And I really dig this look. So I will remove this and I will finish sanding this. I started last night, and I am going to get it all done like this. And then what I do is I coat it with rosewood like they do on a gun stock. And I'll show you what that is right now. And that really, it's kind of an oiled, very low shine look. It looks really good. The texture is nice. So that's on the wood steering wheel. So that's kind of my surprise to Gary. He didn't know about that. Now he knows. So gauges, Palo Alto, like I was talking about Palo Alto doing the gauges, did a beautiful job on the gauges. So those are all installed, wired in, new aluminum dash, fascia all the way across, as you can see. So that's all done. My seats are mounted now. The rails, CAD plated, powder coated. I mean, there's nothing, we didn't miss anything on this. I still got all this other stuff to do. My strikers, I got the doors built. I do need 2 window regulators. Both sides are no good. So, and I remember regulators were $100. Now I started looking, and guys are asking $500 for them. And the driver's side is the one that's always bad. I probably have a good passenger side, but I'm looking for a driver's side now. And it just hurts to buy a driver's side regulator for $500. Come on, that's just steep. I think it's just steep. Anyhow, that's what I got to do on that. So meanwhile, I'm going to be putting the chrome windows, the window frames together, the quarter windows. I've got all the seals and gaskets for that. So I'll do those in the living room, sit on the couch, turn the movie on, and just patiently build those. My good friend Kevin used to build those for me in Canyon Lake. He hasn't done any of those for a while, so I'm going to have to do them myself. I used to love to give them to Kevin, and he'd build them up, and he'd give them to me all done already. That was just what a treat that was, because they're not easy to do. There's a lot of work, a lot of time goes into them, and of course you got to be careful with the screws not to gouge them and all that stuff. So anyway, that's next thing we got to do. Let me look at that. I wanted to show you how this door, look at this. Very, very nice. And then of course the black paint I talked about, that's all done, and you can see it's got a nice little edge. So the door panel will sit about right here. You'll see that edge, that really will look nice. I did the bolts on my door hinges. I changed those out, put original ones back in that are plated. I got to put the little switches here for the interior lights. You can see the dash. Oh, here's a good thing. You're gonna like this one. So the dash kit I got was for a 1967, right? This is a 66. I don't know where they changed it, but it did not have this little half moon right here for the button to open and close the dash. So I had to file that out. That took some time to do. So I filed that out right there. It made it exactly like the original piece. I had to drill out for the 912M. There was no holes there, so I drilled that out, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it came out pretty nice. So it's all factory done, just like the original location is now. So I'm really happy about that. So I'm starting my wiring under my dash, my key switches, my headlight switch, all that stuff's all gonna start coming together. I got a clutch now. Clutch is all done yesterday. We got that part of it done. This seat is now mounted also. That's already all in there. So the next thing, like I said, door regulators, my window frames, and like I said, we're gonna do the conversion on the brakes, and that's it. Here's the other seal, really nice. These just really make it look, they just finish it off nicely. The dash, there's a new speaker in there. We put a new speaker in there. You can see my detail in here, right there. And all these bolts, I put copper anti-seize on everything when I build it. All these bolts that went into this body threaded in really nicely. The threads are really good. They're not rusted, all gouged out. So that was a really cool thing. So the seals fit in there really nice. The bumper to body seals. And these, you got to check this out. I love this part. These are the end caps. Look how cool that came out. All right, that end cap, usually people don't put them in. They're kind of a pain. A lot of the cars that are getting redone, you don't see them. I took special pride in these things. I had them plated, and I had a plan to put those guys in there. And I am very proud of those, how they look. They look so nice in there. And the seals, fit really good. Everything's cool. I'm really happy with it. Then the original grille that was on the cars here, the 912 emblem, the angled, which matches the glove box. And then this guy here, this is the original one that was on the car. Fortunately, it's very nice. Very hard to get. I know, I don't even know if they're making them in silver now. I heard they were, but they only made them in gold, and they weren't on the 912s in gold. So kind of a strange thing, but anyhow, and then wiring is for our taillights. So it's coming out it's coming out very nice. I'm very happy with it. The wood steering wheel, I wouldn't even build this car without a wood steering wheel. It's just classic. It's just perfect. And I do need a center hub for this. I don't know if we're going to go with a bat wing or if we're going to go with just a hockey puck. That hasn't been a conversation yet with Gary, and we will figure that out. Now, the rubber boot that goes in here with a wire clip, I got a brand new one from URO products, which everybody sells on eBay, and it was like, I want to say it was like $40. So nice, soft. So we'll install that. The neck I got powder coated. I got a new collar here for the gas tank that connects us to the gas tank. Also, I assembled my shifter, which I had re-chromed, and I assembled it. And I'll tell you what, those springs right there are very tough to install. Those things, I fought with those things for a while, but now everything is all done, all fresh, ready to rock and roll. I mean, you know, it's got a really nice easy movement. Oop, and that's the heater vents on the floor, which are trying to get in the picture here. Of course, the air cleaners. So anyways, but I'll tell you, this is all the Sportomatic stuff. This is the Sporto car, the 73.5 we're doing. And this is the brake calipers. Pat did those, sent those right out to me. Those are ready to go. Turbo tie rod steering conversion. This is for the 912. We're going to install those. And I think that's about kind of where I'm at on the car now. And like I said, the 4 screws came out really nice. It's exciting to get this car done. It's going to be close to being done. I should be done in time. I will, I got to find a local shop here. I hear there's one. I got to go check it out to do the full wheel alignment on. I'll see if that works out. If not, I'll have to take that out to a shop in California and get it done. Just to true out the suspension on it. But I really feel like into February I'll be wrapped up on it. The windows, I got all the seals. I need door seals. There's just a few things I do need, but what I'm finding out is a lot of times you can reuse rubber parts on it. You clean them up. These are reused here because these are a fortune to buy, and I clean these up. Of course, I had 20 pairs of them, and I went through all of them, and I found the very nice pair the nicest pair I had set. Put them on, I use them in the car, and they look great. They look really nice, and those are probably originals. They want a lot of money for those, and unless you don't have any to clean and use, you got to buy them, and because you want the correct ones. I've seen the wrong seals on these handles, and they look terrible. So there you go. Also. We got the door strikers to put on, and I wanted to show you, this is what I was talking about for the steering wheel right here. I'll show you this. It's linseed gun stock. You see that? That's what I use on the steering wheel. I really like this look. A good friend gave me this little bottle, and we've used it on quite a few steering wheels, and he luckily he found the magic touch for that. So I've got my tray here. A lot of you guys know what's in here. All the parts for it, these don't go in there. These go in a 63 Impala, I think. And this is what's left. I've got my, all my catches for my hood. I got that all built up already. Now, a clue, something on these. This is, I believe it's like a magnesium or aluminum, this spring holder here. You cannot get these CAD plated. They completely dissolve. And that's on the front trunk and on the deck lid. These two, they're actually different. One is, you can see one has this smaller shaft, there's another bigger shaft. So those guys there, if you put them in a CAD with a CAD plater, a whole piece like that, they'll come back all nice and done, and those will be completely gone. And I know this because the first set that I sent out, which was about 5 sets, came back and that was completely gone. And those are not, I think they're remaking them now, but in metal, but they're not, at the time they weren't easy to get. So anyhow, this is, you know, the hardware we're still working with. My buttons for my inside door handles, the winders are the original ones are nice. The horn ring there. And here I still have to install my fuel tank, the plastic sleeve for the fuel tank release. This is going in there. We gotta finish this up, install that. We're gonna get rid of these. Those are no good. Get some new shocks, and then I am going to get a new cable for the ground strap. I do have a lot of hardware and a lot of plastics. If you guys are looking for rare plastics like these guys, I do have that stuff in boxes out, you know, in the backyard. So, so that's where we're at. That's where we're at on Gary's car. And like I said, end of February, I should have this thing wrapped up and be driving it, do some cool videos on that. Meanwhile, I am putting together a 68 912 at the same time. I've got the motor in it already. It's this burgundy one over here, local car. The brake calipers are now out with Pat. He's going to be doing those. He's probably be getting them on Monday. The holidays kind of make things a little weird. So we're going to wrap this car up too. And we built the motor in this one. This one's ready. I'll show you real quick. So here's the, there's the motor for it. We got a brand new set of Webers on this one. We got the sound pad in there, and it's the brakes will be sent out and get done. And I got all the stuff laying around for it. You know, when you put these things together, it's like all these parts that you got to go through and get the right ones and put it all together. We're got to go into the brakes on it. You know, and then like this stuff was all painted. I really hate the stuff when it's painted. So obviously we're going to ditch that one, and I'll send it out and get it CAD plated. Meanwhile, I have other parts already all CAD plated. And like I said, if you guys building these cars need parts, I'm going to share something with you right now. That's you're going to like this. Okay, here we go. This is my file cabinet. Good friend gave me this. And it's been just a wonderful thing to have. All right, check this out. All right, all redone. And you know, you guys that are doing these cars, you know all these parts. You're gonna be going, my God, what a collection. Look at that. Okay, this is just something I thought I would share. It's pretty fun. I mean, you know, everything. Here's a whole set of the doors. You know, the original door hardware, bolts for the for the plate, for the hinges. And we've got, you know, the horn holders that hold the tube on the front of the 912, 911s. Fuel for the fuel pumps. All these guys here for the linkages. All these ends are always useful to have. I do have some of them. New carburetor spacers, a lot of head bolts for the 912 through 56. Like I said, you guys, I open this door and automatically y'all know what's in here. So, you know, trans lever. Here's the SC fuel pump catch, drain tray. Yeah, there's another arm. All these are for your 69 through 73. Battery hold down straps, fender hardware. They got a lot of these guys. You know, original clamps. More of those for that. I have a lot of the alternator hardware for the 912 through 56. Here you go. Okay, tubes, carb tubes for for the wire mesh, right? Wire mesh carburetors. I got some Solex floats in there. This is a good door right here. Look at this. Sometimes I get caught there, but this is all the latches, and all the springs. The springs, all the assemblies. Here's that little piece I was talking about. So I got a pretty good exchange program on this kind of stuff. I do some in silver. Some of the guys want silver. So that's kind of my secret store, my stash store. Okay. Anyhow, that's pretty exciting. So what I got coming next, or doing next, is we got the Sportomatic motor here going. I'm going to split this case and reassemble it. Everything looks really good on it, so that's the goal there. The piston cylinder heads are on the way for that 73 CIS motor. The heads are on the way. Piston rings I ordered from FVD. Turns out the piston rings on a CIS 84 millimeter piston are 1.5s, 1.75s, and 4. Really unique, and for only that piston on an 84 millimeter. So guess what? They're very expensive, and nobody has them. I literally found those rings for $325 for a piston, right? What is that? $2,000, okay? FVD beat that price by quite a bit, but still expensive when you're paying $200, $250, $300 for, an SC, a 95 millimeter. I don't know. It's just that it's that rare of a car, the 911-91 CIS 73.5. I guess that's what it is, rarity. So anyway, those are on the way. Heads are on the way. I've got everything cleaned up for it, and that one's going to be going to build here real soon. So that's what we got going on. But meanwhile, on Gary's car, I spent a lot of time on that one. I've got my heater up on the wall, and we've been heating it up the garage at night because it's been a little cold, not like summer. So I'm very excited to wrap this car up, and the channel is doing so nice. We're at 1,085 right now subscribers, and that's pretty exciting for me. And I think I'm going to do now, I still got a lot of daylight and there's no wind. I think I'm going to fire up the dune buggy and probably go out and do some videos on that. Actually, I'm going to be selling that motor. I'm going to do a short video on that motor, that 2.8 that's ready to go for sale if somebody wants to buy that motor. So, because I have another 2.7 RS spec motor that I'm going to put in a dune buggy if we sell that 2.8. So that's it. Gary, very exciting. The steering wheel, I held back on Gary telling him. I've been sending him pictures of all the stuff we're doing. I sent him pictures. He loves getting the pictures and he shares them. But I didn't tell him about the steering wheel that I had started it, and I'm really happy with it. It is like a, I don't know, hate to say, but it's like a jewel in the rough, right? We're sanding it out, and the beauty is coming out of it. And with the linseed oil on it, it's gonna look super nice. So I'm excited to do that. Takes time. Last night, I sat by the fire out in the backyard, and I sat there and sanded down for quite a while, and that's as far as I got. So I got more time to put on that, but as you can see, it is coming out really nice. So anyhow, all right, guys, long video, sorry. But we are going to continue on it. The next video, I will have it on the ground and probably on the other side of the garage, because I like to do all my door build and that kind of stuff out there. It just gives me a little more room. And that's kind of where we're at right now. All right. Okay, guys, if you watched this and you're not a subscriber, subscribe, helps us out. We're actually finally making a little money, very little money. I'm not buying a new Porsche with it, but it's kind of fun to have gotten that goal of 1,000 subscribers. So that was a pretty big deal for us. Anyhow, I will share some more videos that we've been working on, and we will get back underneath this car and get it wrapped up. I got the fuel system to do, the brake assembly to put in and get that in order, But I know I'm really not waiting for any parts right now, so it's kind of on me now to spend some time in here. All right, very good, guys. Thank you very much. There was a question on one of the subscribers was asking me about. I was talking about the 904. He watched a video on the 904, and I was talking about the CD box and the PMO carburetors, and he thought it was like I need to explain the letters that I'm saying when I say a CD box. So the CD box is the captive discharge box, which Porsche did for the ignition system. It runs the ignition system is what it is. So the term for it is CD box. That's what I meant by that. And PMO carburetors, I have a set of Webers here, but PMO is were built by Richard Parr, and he sold it. Now MP is selling those carburetors. It's a great carburetor. I have it on the 904 and the 911R that we're going to do a video on. I really like that carburetor. And what I didn't know was when they were racing them, because we put a 3.8 into a friend of mine's car, and it was built in Europe, in Germany, and that motor came to us with PMOs on it, and the look sights where you see the level of the fuel in there were solid brass, because they don't allow them to race with the glass on the bowls, and I didn't know that. So we were like, God, that's kind of weird. Why are they solid brass? Well, like I said, they won't let them race with them, so they were solid brass. So you can't see the fuel on those. Anyways, it's just something interesting that came up. But PMO is a carburetor builder, a maker design, and they're easy to work on, and they work really well because they're not worn out. Put it that way. All right, so I hope I explained a little more. If I need more detail, let me know. Anyhow, talk to you guys later. Way long video. Have a nice afternoon.